What is going on, guys? It's Triple G here with another Borderlands. No, it's not. It's Triple G here with another Borderlands video. Nope. It's Triple G here, going to tell you about how I went from never streaming before to Twitch partner in 5 months. I'm not going to tell you that all these answers are right. I'm just going to talk to you about my experience and what I found along the way, and hopefully you enjoy it. If you do like this video, please consider subscribing or joining us over on Twitch. I'm always open to questions. We stream 5 times a week on Twitch: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, weekdays from 4 and weekends from around about midday. And otherwise, let's get started. So the first question people ask is, do I stream on Streamlabs or do I stream on OBS or any other softwares out there? The first thing that I would say is that Streamlabs is incredibly easy to understand. There are a lot of tutorials out there as well, which really help you to it. One thing to note, that there are an incredible amount of overlays that you can pay for, but also if you keyword the word free, you can still find overlays there that you don't have to cost anything at all. You know, you can just add them on and that's that. OBS Studio is much more difficult. It's a bit more cold in terms of the user interface, but it does give you opportunities to do more things in OBS. So I would probably recommend, if you're not very tech savvy, to start in Streamlabs and then move to OBS. Once you've got the hang of it, you understand what scenes, transitions, and how to add things into OBS. But that being said, if you are pretty techy, then you can go straight to OBS. The other thing I would say about Streamlabs is that it makes it really easy for you to access your data. There is a little dashboard sign next to the data, and you can just kind of go in there and see how your stream's performing. If you want to, you can set up merch, you can set up your alerts really easily, and it just kind of makes sense to start there. So you've got all your equipment ready, you are ready to go, you've got your camera, you've got your microphone, you're connected to your PS4, Xbox or PC, and you go live. And then there's nobody there. And that is a very daunting process. I spent a couple of weeks at least just streaming to nobody, kind of talking to myself, practicing narrating games as we went. And just kind of testing things out. A lot of people talk about don't kind of test things on stream, but if you have no viewers, that is the perfect time to test. The one thing that I would like to just cover real quickly as well is the analytics dashboard. Now, there is a tremendous amount of data in the Twitch dashboard, and it is very good. The main ones that you want to focus on are the average viewers, the percentage host, and the amount of chatters that are in your chat, and the amount of subscribers, because at the end of the day, you know, Twitch is making money off you as you are making money off streaming off Twitch. But those are the kind of metrics that I would focus on. Those are the ones that the Twitch partnership, I believe, focuses on. So those are the ones that, you know, you should pay the most attention to. So you've gone a couple of weeks and you have no viewers. That's what happened to me. I then was I was a fan of the game that I wanted to stream. So I was constantly watching other streamers who were actually tremendously supportive when I was kind of in there. I asked a couple of questions. The times when it seemed like the streamers that I was watching wanted to take questions and were open to take questions. I never self-promoted. It wasn't about self-promoting. You definitely should not do that in other people's streams, but you definitely should network. You know, if the community and the chat is active, be active back, answer people's questions, ask questions about it, you know, get involved in the chat. Networking, just getting your name out there as a person in the community, so that when somebody's on the directory, they're going to be able to go, boom, I know who that person is. I saw them in chat before. Let's go and see what they're doing. The one thing I would say about overlays is that less is definitely more. The more of your screen that you take up, the less of the game and the more intrusive that may feel. A webcam, I believe, is a necessity for getting that kind of personal feel to a stream, and a good microphone can make a world of a difference. Not getting any feedback, any peaking in the microphones, or hearing your breath as you're kind of talking. So I would definitely recommend a decent microphone, but less is definitely more when it becomes to overlays. I learned that very quickly. I had a black and orange thing that was all across the top of the screen, across the bottom of the screen, and I kind of had to reduce that away to kind of make headway. At the end of the day, the reason why the overlay is more important is not actually, in my opinion, for the people that are on your stream, but when people are looking at the directory and they go through, you have one square advertisement for your stream. Why are they going to click your stream? Is it a catchy stream title? Is it because you have a very nice overlay? You've got that little bit of advertisement versus every other streamer. So you need to make yourself unique enough that they click your square. So the next thing that kind of happened to me, so I went from about 2 or 3 viewers to 10 viewers, then to 20 viewers as an average, and then what I decided to do was that I was getting the same people and I was having a great time streaming. But if I wanted to continue to grow, I took some advice off YouTube, and that was, put yourself out on other social media platforms. So I started to post to Reddit. I started to produce more YouTube videos. I started to become more active on Twitch. And all the time, I was not great at YouTube videos. I was not great, and I still aren't great at editing. But what I am semi-decent at is putting graphics together and giving people information about the game. I know a decent enough amount of the game to help people that are new to the game. So I wanted to kind of build something that I could add value to people. So I produced graphics with a small logo at the top, which advertised my stream by the twitch.tv/TripleGZ. And it was kind of subtle at the top. People were getting the majority of the information. And again, if they ever get back to that directory, they would recognize my logo, my name, and then potentially come into my stream. So the next bit is where I believe I was pretty fortunate, in that the game that I stream is very interactive with the community. So they had multiple events along the way. I adapted my hours when I streamed to kind of get in between who I recognized as some of the big streamers, to try and work out exactly when I could utilize those viewers. So if they were in a transition period between streams, I tried to place myself in between those, and kind of utilize the events that the Borderlands kind of community was producing. I made my own little niche, which was, providing casual gamers with some of the best loot in the game, and tried to bring everybody into the Discord that we had produced, so that I could freely promote the content, and I controlled how much content I was able to promote. So, and around about month 3 or 4, we'd had quite a lot of updates to the game. We were establishing ourselves as a channel. I was incredibly fortunate that one of my viewers was an artist, and she helped me take the branding of the channel to the next level. We produced a logo that was absolutely exceptional, and then we revamped the overlays to fit into the style that I wanted, in terms of, just like a subtle blue, minty blue. It was just perfect. One of the other things that we did pretty early on, and I actually think it was like month 1, was I designed and commissioned a animation that was specific to the game, and I paid a decent amount of money for it to look very good, to give the appearance that this was an established stream and not a new one. I spent a lot of time also researching other alerts, kind of things that can happen in chat, like slots, and things like that, and hugging people, that kind of thing in chat, so that when anytime anybody was new into the channel, they would think, oh, well, this is not a new guy. This is the guy that, is established, and it would give that illusion that we were, and that would help people start following the account and then bring people back as well. So around about month 4 was the first time that I applied for partner. Now, when I applied for partner, I treated it like a job interview. So it was a decent size, 5 or 6 paragraphs talking about my community, the numbers, what it was that I was trying to achieve, where I wanted to get the channel going in the next kind of year or so. I treated it like a job interview because I thought to myself, this is a partner application. They're going to expect a professional relationship between my stream and themselves. So I took that into the application. And the first time we applied, we got turned down. Now, I was averaging probably about 80 when we got turned down. And I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit disheartening. We had around about 800 subscriptions due to the generosity of the community when we applied for partner. The community had kind of banded around and said, oh, you'll definitely get it. People were kind of feeding in your ears. That kind of tension builds up inside of you. So when I first got the answer, which was no, which was expected, everybody kind of gets turned down the first time. It was expected. It still kind of bummed me out a little bit. But the very first stream afterwards, we kind of got rid of that. And I was like, right, how do we take this to the next level? How do I utilize kind of the brand more? I stepped up YouTube even further and I produced even more graphics. I was very fortunate enough that by that time, when we were hitting 70, 80 numbers, some of the other community streamers were starting to recognize as an established stream, and therefore they started to raid us. Now, if you don't know, if you get raided by another streamer, it feels really good and it is a fantastic moment, but those numbers actually get subtracted out of the numbers that Twitch used to establish whether you should get partner or not. But what it shouldn't do is bum you out about getting raids, because you have that opportunity then to sell yourself for however long of time those raiders decide to stay in your stream. So that's when you should be your most active. Tell them about yourself, tell them about what you're trying to achieve as a stream, and tell them why they should stay. You know, you should, that is your opportunity to sell yourself, and a raid is never ever a bad opportunity to do that. So as we'd applied for partner the second time, our average was about 102, and we were doing really well. Our subscriptions had maintained. Our host percentage was less than 5%. Now, the day before we got the news about the partner application, I'd actually had an average of 30. Now, there was a release for the game that we stream, and everybody, all the big streamers, everybody was streaming at the same time. For the first time, I'd co-streamed with another partnered streamer as well. So it was a little bit new to me. I had kind of another streamer in my ear, so I wasn't as interactive as in chat. So by the end of the stream, I finished the stream, and I remember saying to my partner, I'd enjoyed the stream, I'd had a tremendous amount of fun, but I couldn't stop looking at the fact that our average for that stream was 30, and it kind of bummed me out. Now, the really good news is that the very next day we got the email to say that we were partnered, and it was a fantastic moment. The relief kind of just poured out of me. I got very emotional with my partner. I just literally, the relief poured out of me because I was able to then give back to the community via emotes and great news and just brilliant. But I wouldn't be too disheartened if you have the odd stream that dips below. Just on my example, that the very last stream before they gave me partner was an average of 30, which is half the minimum requirement. That being said, I'd been consistent for the previous 6 weeks, 4 streams a week, all average of over 75. Most of them were 100. So, you know, don't be too put off by that. So guys, that kind of brings me to the end of my journey. Like I said, this is not a showcase of how to do it. I just thought it would be really interesting as we get people on the stream all the time that want to know how we did it, how did we get it so fast. I genuinely believe there was a lot of luck to be had when to do this. I also had a fantastic amount of support from the viewers. People were rocking into the stream and hitting us up with a lurk all the time, and I can't thank people enough. The work hasn't stopped here. It is now about growth again, but like I said, this was just about what my experiences was over the last kind of 5 months as we got partner, and I tremendously enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend anybody doing it, or at least giving it a go. You make friends that you'll never forget about ever in your life, across all parts of the world, learn all new cultures, give you opportunities like you wouldn't imagine. So guys, like I said before, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel or join us over on Twitch, and I'll catch you on the flip.